India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been holding bilaterals with many global leaders on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly session in New York. And Prime Minister Modi had a meeting with the President of Estonia. He discussed the enhancement of bilateral ties. Wion's principal diplomatic correspondent Siddhant Sabal had an exclusive chat with the Estonian President. Take a look at this.
With me is the President of Estonia to talk about India-Estonia ties. Remember, the Vice President of India just recently visited Estonia, and India is increasing its engagement with the Baltic countries. Ma'am, welcome to Wion. My first question, you met with our Prime Minister yesterday. What was the focus when both of you sat? How both the countries can increase the engagement, the ties between the two countries?
We did a follow-up of the visit of your Vice President. We discussed how we could exchange business delegations, and I invited also Prime Minister to Estonia. But the biggest bulk of our debate, I believe, was spent on discussing digital economies, because Estonia is a digital governance system where 99% of public service runs digitally, and your Prime Minister was deeply interested in how we got the system, how we manage it legally, and also how we guarantee security and trust of people.
Oh, what's your view about India? India as a force, India as a country. Of course, we are a growing economy, we are a large country, but India's role in the world?
Well, a country as big as India definitely can have a huge role, and particularly nowadays, and thinking also of your software industry and knowing also that you have built your global economy on export of the services as well to a big extent. I'm quite sure that now when the job market is basically getting geographically neutral, your people can work everywhere without even leaving home, and it will have a huge impact globally.
We know that climate is a big issue. We just celebrated, or in fact marked the UN Climate Change Summit. What do you think should be one-stop solution to this issue? India has provided its own solution through International Solar Alliance. You have been talking about it. So one solution that can help the world. I know one solution is not enough, but still.
If you wish one solution, all you need to do is find an empty space which is the size of Spain and cover it with solar cells and then connect it with the global grid. This is if you want one stop, but in reality I don't think this will happen now. Our world is too fragmented for that. So instead I believe that there will be development of big solar power producers and long transfer lines from south to north to make sure that solar can reach the big networks. Then there will be wind, which will be used more up north, and again we need big grids which are well connected to balance out the imbalances in production.
Ma'am, last question to you. India recently took a decision. India removed the special status for Jammu and Kashmir. There are countries who are interfering in India's internal matters. I don't want to name those countries. What do you think about India changing a certain constitutional provision in its own constitution?
I cannot say I'm an expert in this matter. All I can say is that Estonia always respects international law and positions itself according to international law and formal decisions taken here by the UN. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, ma'am. So that was the view from Estonia about India-Estonia ties, or whether it's cyber security. Remember, Skype was invented in Estonia. It's used very easily. In a sense, it's a common, it's an app which we all use daily, but it was invented in this country. With video journalist Mukesh Sankla, Siddhant Sabal for Wion in New York.